Hello and welcome everyone. This is the next episode in our video series from the STEAM Executive. I'm Mahesh Trivedi. I'm a strengths and life coach, and today we have got our director Donovan. Today's our topic is framework for outcome, because we all needs like some framework from vision to the results. So how STEAM Executive started their vision to today's STEAM Executive standing and serving the communities for a empowerment program. So let us have some insights and advice from Sean Donovan.
Well, thanks, Mahesh. So a little bit of a role reversal today with you doing the intros and me talking. And as we were saying a little bit earlier before we started recording, our other side of the business is our consulting arm, and we do a lot of strategic work with companies in that. And you asked the question about STEAM, and we internally know what STEAM stands for, and if you've seen us with the banner, our banner behind, you'll know what STEAM stands for. But STEAM actually stands for Strategy, Tactics, Execution and Management. And understanding how you reach this framework for outcome within that strategy, tactics, execution and management sort of framework. So essentially what we've been largely talking about in earlier weeks are individual curiosity to commitment, and then momentum as a key and so forth, applies equally to an organisation. And the first thing is you operate in an environment, and that environment is your core values. So what it is you are as an organisation, that's your environment that you're going to operate within. And you need first to understand those core values, what drives you, both as an individual but also as an organisation, and what your expectations are for people in your organisation. And then within that environment, you've heard these buzz terms before, vision, mission, critical success factors, goals, and then finally action steps, which give you results. So, sorry, Mahesh, you say?
No, I really admire like you, because I've been working with you for more than 10 years.
20 years.
Almost because we started something in 2012, this thing. But I admire your thing that whether it's a business or community, anything, like your uncompromising values. And that is something you always say, that if you don't stand for your value, then one can fall for anything. And I admire that the vision which you had 10 years ago. And when I asked you that, Sean, why are we developing all these courses, then you said that with this framework from vision to the results, the communities can come together, they can have a sense of empowerment, and they can leverage each other's strengths, and they can grow together as a team, as a community, as an organization.
So you mentioned something with community organisations. It's actually a bit easier, large sometimes, to align these things. You mentioned people bringing their strengths and realising their strengths. So there's that other little chart that you developed, which is to do with the strengths, which is the one side says what you are good at, and the other side says what you enjoy doing, and then that intersection is your strengths part. So as an organisation, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get people into your organisation, where that intersection aligns with what your organisation is doing.
Yes.
And then they're motivated themselves.
Yes. Yeah.
So I was saying before, like there's a football team. There's a case in the news at the moment. The coach has just left. Now, he clearly hasn't been able to motivate his team to win games, and so he's now gone. But the question is, are the players just turning up to get paid money, and that's their sole motivation, or are they bought into some other vision of where this place is going? So my feeling would be that in that instance they haven't been able to either buy into the direction that they're heading, or they don't know the direction that they're heading, and so consequently they're not performing. So that thing about strategy, tactics, execution and management, the STEAM, that STEAM framework. So your strategy is, where are we now?
Yes.
Where do we want to be?
Yeah.
And how do we get there? That's your strategy. Right? So
strategy.
Where are we now?
Yeah.
Where do we want to be? And how do we get there? And that doesn't need to be a Victorian novel. It doesn't need to be 1,000 pages.
Yeah.
I've seen some really poorly developed strategies that are long and incomprehensible.
Yeah, Sean, it looks like basically you are trying to say that one should have image or a criteria which they want to achieve ultimately, and if they have got their final picture or image in their mind, and I think the process which you explained, so throughout your STEAM executive, from vision to results journey, I think you always say that we must be process focused, not outcome focused, because outcome will come if you follow the process with a right strategy, with the right tactics, and with the execution of organizing resources and funding and knowledge.
Okay, well, I like what you say about an image and a picture, because that's actually quite good. If you can draw that image in people's minds of where that outcome is. So that's why keeping it simple.
Yes.
That people can clearly comprehend what you're about.
Yeah.
So the idea of an image is good, and yes, I have used that in the past, and I've seen other people use that, where they literally use an image to design the thing.
Yeah,
you're going to show.
Like a STEAM executive.
Or vice versa.
STEAM executive has got True Blessings, our published work, but at the same time, Sean has selected this image because that image is a results. It's a realizing your dreams.
Well, in this case, it's the realizing dreams.
Realizing your dreams.
Becoming free. Becoming free. The idea of being fresh. The idea of that fresh approach, freedom of expression and so forth. But just going back then to where you go from that strategy, so and where people get confused. So strategy is the first. There's that broad picture of where we want to go, but then the tactical part is okay. So what actually do we need to do? What are the practical little projects or little steps or little things that we are going to do that are going to get us? So our actions. But what are we going to do? And I think you said goals. So what are the goals we want to achieve before the end of the year? What are the goals we want to achieve in the next 2 years? What are the goals we want to achieve in the next 3 years? So these are going to take us from where we are now to where we want to be. So these are the tactics that we're going to employ. And that can be quite flexible because the world can change, as we've found in the last couple of years. The world changes quite regardless of any plans that we have. So your tactics need to be very flexible. and you adjust those depending on the circumstance.
Yeah.
And your execution then is, okay, so you've got these ideas that you're going to do this and do this and do this, and there's when you're going to do them. But your execution then is, okay, getting the resources, getting the funding, getting the people, getting all of that in order to achieve those things, in order to do those things. There's no good having all these ideas if you haven't got the resources and the funding and the people to do them. And then the final part of the picture is the and management. And the and management is just the day-to-day running. So you've got certain maybe government requirements that you've got to meet. You've got to meet the auditing requirements. You've got to meet your accounting requirements. You've got to pay bills. You've got to get money in the bank. You've got to do these day-to-day activities of managing what you're doing. That's very routine. That's managing the activities, right? So it's different. It's different to that execution part. It's just the very mundane work. But you need to do all of those, all of those steps, because that takes you from your, even before your strategy, you've got your high-level vision, you've got your mission, and then your critical success factors, so how are you going to measure that you're actually going somewhere, your goals, and then those action steps that you're going to do. And as you say, from vision to results, that's where we want to get to, within that environment of your core values. So where does that take us from today? What are we going to we've gone from our vision,
and then we started with like a curiosity to commitment, because vision is always with some ideas, like some big picture of where you want to go or where your community or organization you want to take. But as Sean just said, that why people struggle, especially after the COVID, because things are changing all the times. And basically, we all have a different ways we can discover who we are, which Sean explained that the model STEAM executive follows is what you are already good at and what you enjoy. And that cross section is very important, that it can help you in finding your potential and ultimately lead to a natural harmony of both love and awareness of your dream vision to the desired results. So, and that is what Sean has demonstrated. This is his own journey. This is practically from STEAM Executive started, and now STEAM Executive is offering to all different community groups and organizations that how community empowerment is possible both ways, like a top down and bottom up. So basically, as he said that we need resources, funding, support to the individual people, but at the same time the people needs motivation, courage to step up, So from both ways you can start with a vision, mission. These are like a critical factors which you focus to achieve your goals, and then you do the management for a day-to-day operational success. So I think, Sean, it was very wonderful sharing real company scenario success, and it was vision means like it was your one individual dream, your idea, but now the STEAM Executive has become an established company in designing and delivering the community empowerment program to one and all. So thank you very much, Sean.
Thank you.